and we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly away, away, away.
Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. Welcome back to Premier League recap for match day 27. 28 is this week, midweek as well, Tuesday, Wednesday, and 29 is next weekend. So look forward to more episodes of this coming up this week and next week. Because of the cup final between Chelsea and City, there's only 8 games this week instead of 10. City already played their game, to be fair. They played at Everton. They won 2-0 2 weeks ago. Chelsea didn't play their game because Brighton... The game was Brighton, and Brighton had a cup replay. That's why. So Chelsea couldn't play the game back then. So that's a bit of a nuisance for them, to be honest, with Chelsea, because they got Europa League. They probably need more rest, to be honest, but now they got another midweek game to worry about, so that's unfortunate for them, and they lost the final as well, so that's another whammy. A lot of mad things happened in that final, actually. I haven't seen the highlights yet though. So yeah, moving on to the league, obviously that's what the video is about. Liverpool 0, Man United 0, a big game that I thought would be pretty good, and it was just goalless, so there we go. There were quite a few injuries actually. 3 players injured in the first half. I'm pretty sure they were all muscle injuries, I think. I'm not entirely sure on that. Maybe it's something in the training, in the warm-up. I have no idea, but it's a bit freakish to get 3 injuries in one half, in the first half as well. That is pretty crazy. A couple of players limping as well. But yeah, that's that. But yeah, it's not a good point for either team, really. It doesn't do either of them any favours, but it doesn't change much either, because Liverpool are still there with City at the top, and United are still around the top 4 place. They dropped to 5th, to be fair, after Arsenal's win, but still, it's not too bad. They're still in the race, still in the running. They've still got to play us, United, and they've got to play City as well. So it's going to be interesting, both the title race and the top 4 race. But yeah, we won 2-0. I did vlog the game. It will be up on Monday morning. So I don't know when this goes up, before or after, but it will be on Monday morning. I don't know about this video though. It will be up either Monday or Tuesday, one of the two. But yeah, if you want to know my thoughts more, then just go and watch that video. But pretty much to summarize, we played well. It was a good win, clean sheets, but it should have been more. We should have done a lot better in terms of going forward. We should have scored a few more goals. But it's all right. 2-0, clean sheet. I'm happy. I'll take that. I'll happily take that. Hopefully we can win on Wednesday now against Bournemouth, and really because Chelsea got Tottenham as well, so one of those two has to, well, at least one will drop points in midweek, so hopefully we can beat Bournemouth, and then we got Tottenham away next week, which is a massive clash. Speaking of Tottenham, they lost 2-1 to Burnley, so they got a lot of pressure on them now. I don't think they're in the title race anyway. People saying they bottled it, but I don't think they're in it anyway. To be fair, they're only 5 points off. They're only 5 points off City and 6 off Liverpool, but still, you know, if they're going to be in the title race, if they're somehow going to get into it, they'd have to beat Chelsea and Arsenal this week probably, and they'd have to win at Anfield and the Etihad as well. They got to go to both, so we'll see. But I don't see them winning the league. I just don't see it. They're good. I'll give them credit. They're good. They're probably locked down 3rd place, but I don't see them going beyond that 3rd place this season. Looking at the table then, as I mentioned, Liverpool are a point ahead of City, Tottenham 5 behind. It looks like they've locked down 3rd place, but they have got Chelsea and Arsenal this week. So let's see how they do in those games. Arsenal currently in 4th. That might change, obviously. It could go horribly wrong for us. But I do feel Arsenal, United and Chelsea, all 3 of them are still in the race, obviously. Only 3 points between them. Chelsea got to Brighton as well in the game in hand. So yeah, that should be very interesting. It's going to be a very good finish to the season, I think. I think Liverpool will keep challenging City right until the very end. I think that will happen. I think we'll get a good title race up to the end. And maybe towards the end, like the last 3 games, someone pulls away. But I think until May, it will still be pretty close between them, I think. And depending on how things go, it could be still close between Arsenal, United and Chelsea for the 4th spot. And maybe Tottenham get dragged into it, depending on what happens this week. But we'll see what happens in those games. Obviously, Tottenham have to go to the Etihad and Anfield. We've played City and Liverpool twice already. We played Chelsea twice. But we have got Tottenham next week away and United at home. So the next few weeks will be telling to see who can finish where in terms of top 4 positions. Moving on to relegation then. Burnley obviously beat Tottenham 2-1. Newcastle beat Huddersfield 2-0, massive win for them, really big win. Huddersfield, obviously not so good for them, terrible day. Cardiff, even worse, lost 5-1 at home to Watford, and Fulham lost 3-1 at West Ham. And if you look at the table, it's looking pretty interesting when you look about it. I think it's out of these 6 teams. I feel like Newcastle are probably will probably be safe. Brighton maybe as well. I feel like, I mean, Brighton started off pretty well. They started off pretty well, but they've dropped off. The same happened last season actually with Brighton and Huddersfield as well. Actually, Huddersfield last season they started off well, then finished 17th, and Brighton last season as well. They started off well, then dropped off a bit. They've dropped off a bit more now. They're only like 3 points off Southampton in 18th. So yeah, it's looking pretty intense. But it's out of these 6 teams at the moment. I think Newcastle are not out of it yet. Just above them actually is Burnley and Crystal Palace, both on 30. But I do feel both of them will be fine. I just think they'll both be fine. But yeah, Newcastle could still be dragged back into it. So could Brighton. I don't see them winning a game in hand against Chelsea. I just don't see it. Cardiff are just above, the lingering above. At the moment, when you look at it right now, you're thinking Huddersfield, Fulham for sure at the moment. I just don't see them getting through at the moment. Southampton and Cardiff. It's between those 2 teams for the 3rd relegation spot. At the moment, I'm thinking Huddersfield, Fulham, Cardiff. To be fair, from Cardiff in recent weeks, I've seen something from them. I've seen some fight in them. They've won a couple games, but then they lost 5-1. So you don't know with Cardiff, to be honest. And remaining is Palace beating Leicester 4-1. Obviously, the big talking point is Claude Puel got sacked, and I think it was right. Like, he wasn't really doing that good a job. To be fair, like, they're in the top 10. Like, no, they're 12th. They're 12th. They're 4 points off 9th. It's not the worst thing, but I feel like a better manager could do better with that squad. So I think it was the right decision to get rid of him. And they weren't playing that good football anyway, so I think it's the right decision. But yeah, as for Palace, great win for them. Fantastic. They played really well, took advantage of a poor performance from Leicester, and it was a great win for them on the counter especially. And finally, Bournemouth 3-1 with Wolves. So yeah, draw there, stalemate. A lot of controversial stuff in that game actually regarding penalty decisions. But yeah, all square in the end. Doesn't do much for either team. If you look at mid-table now, the reason I'm showing Chelsea, Newcastle and Burnley is because I wanted to show you like how far they're off. Like I wanted to show you basically how far Palace are off, like getting dragged into relegation, and how far off Wolves and Watford are from Chelsea. So yeah, just thought I'd just give perspective to that. I'm not saying just a mid-table team, because they're not. But yeah, from like 7th to 13th, I feel like any of these teams could finish in the top half. I think Burnley will stay around where they are now. But from 7th to 13th, it could switch around to any sort of combination. Everton, I felt, have been disappointing. They should be they should be better than that. They should be 7th in my opinion. I just think they've always had a pretty decent squad. They're just not doing it for some reason. Bournemouth have definitely done better than I expected. They've done really well this season considering. Leicester will stay up, but I don't know about them climbing up, to be honest with you. But yeah, Wolves and Watford though, and West Ham, they're definitely doing really well. I feel like I think 7th place gets Europe, right? Potentially. So there's another thing. I'm sure one of them playing in Europe would be great for them. And obviously, like, if you finish, the higher you finish, the more money you get. A bit more prize money could help a mid-table club a lot. So yeah, there's that as well. I'm going to do this a lot more now with these recaps. Obviously, like with my recaps, I go through each game, talk about each one briefly, talk about Arsenal the most. But I might do this a bit more often. I think there's a bit better. Just like talking about the games, then looking at the tables, talking about the title race, top 4, relegation, looking around the table, and I'll probably add on like future fixtures. So I might do that after like match day 30 onwards to like see remaining fixtures. So yeah, I think that's just a better way to structure these videos. This was your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.